Marijuana use is becoming less criminalized and more accepted in many states. But what does the research tell us about that? Good afternoon, I'm Gloria Espejal.
And I'm Colt Paulson. Coming up next, we introduce you to the hidden heroes of Husker parking.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
As more states legalize marijuana for medical or recreational use, more research is being done on its effects. Omaha News reporter Daniel Meadows investigates the impact marijuana could have on the brain of those who start early.
In reality, so many people use it, even your Grammy does.
According to the United Nations, 159 million people worldwide use marijuana. Rachel Wilson tried marijuana for the first time at 14 years old. She has now been smoking for 5 years. She says marijuana helps calm her racing mind, but on occasion it can make her feel worse.
Some people do get paranoid, and I have gotten paranoia before.
Wilson believes her marijuana use has both helped and harmed her life.
I feel like marijuana really saved me at some points. I would say it has held me back from doing some things I thought I was going to do when I was a kid.
Matthew Garlinghouse is a clinical neuropsychologist at UNMC. Throughout his career, he has researched the effects of cannabis on cognitive function.
Because there are so many millions of Americans using it regularly, we probably ought to know what it's doing.
Garlinghouse said there is evidence that routine smoking before age 16 results in changes in the brain.
They tend to do more poorly on tasks that involve planning, novel problem solving, sustained attention.
While marijuana use can do some harm, new research shows it can benefit those who need it most.
Opioid use dropped by 42%. There was some improvement in attention.
With so many questions remaining about marijuana, Garlinghouse said the need for research is higher than ever. As for Wilson, she hopes to quit smoking eventually.
Especially when I get out of college, since I am in a criminal justice program at school. I don't think I was ever meant to smoke weed. I think it just kind of happened to come in my life at the right time.
For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Meadows.
For more information on marijuana and its laws, visit normal.org, which is a marijuana advocacy group.
Eppley Airfield will begin offering its first ever international flight this spring. The daily nonstop flight to Toronto will be operated by Air Canada, the first foreign airline to offer regular service to and from Eppley starting May 1st. Even though it will welcome its first international flight, Eppley Airfield's name won't change. There aren't any plans to change the airport's name to Eppley International at this point, according to representatives. Eppley has added several nonstop flights to new destinations over the past 2 years to cities including Portland, Oregon, Los Angeles, Miami, and San Francisco. More new flights are expected to launch next year.
Event parking can cost event goers over $200 per season, with price increasing the closer parking is to the stadium. But just a few blocks from Memorial Stadium is a property owner who is located 2 blocks away and is interested in building relationships over profit.
On a Husker game day 5 years ago, Kurt Field pulled up to an alley where he was met with a welcoming smile.
We are recognized every time we come, so the guy that takes our money has known us for several years.
Recognition that has helped build friendships for over 30 years.
When I was about 8 years old, I started manning the sign up on the street there at 9th and would pull in cars for football parking.
Pulling in 55 to 60 cars a game, but not all in Husker Red.
Parkers that are from other teams park with us. And I think that they appreciate that we're good people here and we'll take care of their car and their experience.
Filling this garage to its capacity is one way Husker fans get to go enjoy the game.
The other option is more stationary.
Started in 1993 in this lot over here next door.
For 24 years, these fans have been tailgating on another property managed by camp.
Oh, you bet.
Yes, we do.
Every game.
Every game.
Knowing these fans are going to show, there is no questioning their dedication.
Like
Everybody knows we're here.
One of my best buddies was my best man. His son and him come up today and he says, hey, should we call him? He goes, nah, he'll be here.
Expected and unexpected relationships have happened because of parking.
I met my wife down here 2 years ago. Words cannot explain the experiences you can have, especially at a parking lot.
Camp also offers overnight individual and tailgate parking for guests planning on enjoying a game night at no extra charge.
Amid the string of recent sexual misconduct allegations, popular Today Show host Matt Lauer has been fired. NBC received a detailed complaint from an employee Monday night about inappropriate sexual behavior in a workplace by Lauer. A statement released this morning said the company found that after a review of the complaint, it represented a clear violation of the company's standards, and Lauer was terminated as a result. This was the first complaint about the $28 million host in more than 20 years at NBC. The move comes a week after CBS News fired morning anchor Charlie Rose for other reports of sexual misconduct.
When we return, we'll wrap up our series on Toya Women with the 2017 honorees.
And next, we get a student view of UNO Strauss construction.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If it's important to Nebraskans, it's important to us. Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Wyatt, producer and host of the 30-minute weekly statewide television program called Consider This. Now in our 21st season, we will be addressing topics about health, finance, politics, culture, religion, and even sports. We hope you'll consider joining us.
When you power with Mav Radio, you're not just getting top 40 music or cheering on the Mavericks. You're getting a different radio show on every day of the week that are produced by UNO students for just about everyone. Hello and welcome to MavRadio.fm.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
Last week, we wrapped up our series on the 2016's 10 Outstanding Young Women, Omaha Women. Today, Omaha News reporter Julie Tran presents the 2017 10 Outstanding Young Omahan honorees.
The 10 Outstanding Young Omahans originated in Omaha in the 1930s. It was first introduced as a Distinguished Service Award to one individual. Since then, it has expanded to 10 in the 1970s.
Other JC's organizations across the state and across the country basically stole the idea, which is kind of exciting. You know, it is now an international award, and it started here in Omaha.
In 2017, the Omaha JCs had a record number of nominations and applications for the 10 Outstanding Young Omahans Award. There were 196 community members nominated, and 117 unique individuals applied.
Not only do we have so many applications, So many of them were really high quality.
There's no perfect candidate because everyone is so unique and different, but former director Katie Triplett has some insight on what the Omaha JCs look for.
We look for the fact that they're making waves in their profession. We want them to be engaged and a leader in their professional field. But I would say equally as important, if not more so, we want them to be engaged in Omaha.
Individuals were nominated by their peers and selected by a panel of 9 judges. The 10 awardees will be honored at the February 13th banquet.
The 2017 10 Outstanding Young Omahans this year are Matt Darling, Alec Gorinsky, Stephanie Guy, Jasmine Harris, Dr. Sophia Jawed Wassell, Nick Langle, Tim Royers, James Sim, Yvonne Sosa, and Lindsay Speen.
For the Omaha News, I'm Julie Trin.
The 2017 10 Outstanding Young Omahans will be recognized on February 13th, 2018 at the Schooler Ballroom in Omaha, Nebraska, hosted by the Omaha JCs.
Hawaii is preparing to resume a statewide test on Friday of the Cold War-era early warning system designated to inform its residents of an independent nuclear attack. The nuclear attack tone, reported as a wailing sound, will be heard for about 50 seconds on the first business day of every month, beginning on December 1st. It will sound after the regular monthly test of sirens that warn residents of hurricanes or tsunamis. Hawaii's announcement this week of the regular testing of the siren is the latest step the state has taken to prepare its population of more than 1.4 million people of the possibility of a North Korean nuclear strike, even though authorities say one is unlikely.
UNO's Strauss Performing Arts Center on North Campus is receiving a new addition, but although music students and faculty are eager for the larger building, the construction is causing some inconveniences. Reporter John Strum shows us some of those problems and what students think about them.
Walking through the halls of the Strauss Performing Arts Center brings not only the sound of music, but the sound of construction. Music technology students like Nick Spencer have had to learn to live with it.
You can't exactly stop the construction crew, and being a massive hall, everything in the School of Music reverberates through there, so every drill and hammer gets pushed through there, and performances still have to go on, so they just play through it.
Entrances have been blocked off, funneling students through only a few open doors. They have to enter through the north, taking a large detour around parking lots and nearby buildings. The construction of the new addition to the building was supposed to begin in March of 2017, but it didn't actually start until June. The progress made in the last 4 months has been, well, compared to UNMC's Global Center for Advanced Interprofessional Learning, which began construction only 2 months earlier in April.
It's just a lengthy process.
The addition will mean the completion of the original blueprint from 1971, which remained unfinished due to lack of funding. When complete, the add-on will house additional rehearsal space, recital halls, recording areas, and classrooms.
It'll be nice once it's finished.
Until then, though, the machinery and the musicians will have to play together. For the Omaha News, I'm John Strum.
Construction is expected to finish in December 2018.
Coming up, we take a look at the godfather of radio.
And we take a look at the pros and cons of hearing implants in the deaf community.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFEM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
Girls Inc. is a place open to all girls from all walks of life. Girls Inc. helps inspire our girls to be strong, smart, and bold in the community. Volunteers can come in and just work with our girls. We have a lot of our programs that require supplies. Pens and pencils, to STEM kits, to sports supplies, office supplies. We know that when you educate girls, you better your community.
This is the Omaha News.
More than 2 generations of Omahans have grown up listening to Neil Nelkin. He's become a familiar voice in the area. As Ryan Holt reports, over his career, Neil has become known as the grandfather of radio.
With a more than 40-year career, radio legend Neil Nelkin is still making waves across the Omaha Metro.
We're going to find out exactly how it's been to be Nebraska's 2nd District Congressman.
Nelkin retired as operations manager at NRG Media in 2015, but also received the Lifetime Achievement Award for his many contributions to radio.
As far back as I can remember, this is the only thing I've ever wanted to do.
Nelkin tried other jobs, such as television and managing McDonald's franchises, but always ended up back in radio.
And
despite retiring, Nelkin continues to work part-time at the station.
It's one of the first things I did in having to replace him was reach out to him and see if he would help me kind of transition my way in. And he cares so much about this business, about these radio stations and the people that were here. He was all for it, which I was very grateful for.
Nelkin has taught young professionals, such as Mike Neville, extensive knowledge of on-air coverage and producing.
It's Mike here. Become a Kegger Club at 1019thekeg.com.
He's done 40 plus years of being on air radio, so yeah, Neil has helped me tremendously through my career here.
Despite the awards, fame, and success, Nelkin says his favorite part of working in the radio business is the people.
Get to help people advance their careers. That's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Is if there's some way that we have been maybe a small part of their success and development, that's really what it's all about. That's what makes it worthwhile.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ryan Holst.
You can listen to Neil Nelkin producing events on stations such as 1620 The Zone and 1290 KOIL.
Nebraska's new controversial Choose Life license plate design has been unveiled. Starting January 1st, the specialty plate will be available for an extra $5 as an alternative to the state's standard license plate. State Senator Dan Watermeyer shepherded the bill that created the plate through 6 filibusters in legislature. The plate shows a mother and a child admiring a colorful Nebraska sunrise with Choose Life at the bottom of the plate. In response to the new plate, Planned Parenthood of the Heartland is gathering orders for a My Body, My Choice license plate. As of mid-November, the organization reported that it had 220 pre-ordered toward the 250 needed to get an organizational plate.
Hearing implants are certainly amazing technology, but they may not be a miracle they are expected to be. Reporter Zachariah Blackburn tells us how hearing implants and how they work in everyday life.
Megan McDonald, an MCC ASL student, was born deaf. She was given hearing aids until she was 9, then was given a cochlear implant in her right ear. It wasn't until she was 17 that she had the left ear implanted as well.
And I noticed a huge improvement with both ears.
We make a small incision behind the ear.
Idea of a huge surgery like that, being cut open like that, terrified me at first.
Put the implant in, close up the incision, all the stitches are underneath the skin. So it's strictly an outpatient procedure.
I like hearing sounds, so I went ahead and did, I want to get the cochlear implant.
Each user is different, and it may take time for someone to overcome the learning curve that an implant has. Listening to new digitally enhanced sounds and words doesn't happen overnight.
Of course, there's still some struggle. Like, of course, I have moments where I don't hear, and it's just like, what are you talking about?
I always tell people it's going to be exciting, but it's going to be something we want to have realistic expectations, because many people are going to hear sound. Many hear actually individual words.
I grew up in a hearing family, so obviously they thought cochlear implants are hearing miracles. I've always had to be like, no, they're not.
But for many people, this is very life-changing in the fact that it gives them that ability to be able to go out and be able to be with family and friends and be able to converse.
They're not a cure. Don't think it's a cure. They're only there to help you hear, like, just assist you in a hearing world, pretty much.
For the Omaha News, I'm Zachariah Blackburn.
Dr. Thayfinger says that hearing implants can be given to anyone who can receive a general anesthetic in any child over the age of 1, but that hearing implants are just an option to be given to parents of deaf children.
When we come back in the heart of the holiday season, we ask locals what traditions they're most looking forward to.
And with the rise in superhero movies, many are wondering why the comic book industry is declining.
Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Filmstreams is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the presentation and discussion of film as an art form. By showing films from different countries, probably something a lot of people don't get to expose to very often, but that's something we can do here in the theater. We are in the middle of an extraordinary period of growth. We were gifted the Dundee Theater on 50th and Dodge. That does mean expanding to a second location, of course. We depend on our volunteers to help us make the theater run. Volunteers do everything from helping us up in the office. They could help us run materials around town, like marketing materials, posters and things like that. The biggest thing is ticket taking. If anybody is interested in volunteer opportunities in the arts, no matter what your age, it's a great opportunity. It's a happy place, it's an exciting place, and you're a part of a community.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Thanksgiving has come and gone, and through Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Omaha News reporter Justin Doring visited the La Vista Cabela's Outfitters to ask grown-ups to share their hopes for Christmas.
It's warmth, and the spirit is inside.
Messerschmitt enjoys helping Santa throughout the holiday season, but believes there is so much more to Christmas than brightly wrapped presents.
Get a present to receive something, and to me, it's that warmth that you feel.
Else does, but it's mainly just about fellowship with our family. We just get to spend 2-3 days just with each other. That's time that we don't get in the normal part of the year. That's kind of Jesus Christ and family is what Christmas means to us.
Sharing in the magic that is Christmas with family and loved ones are in the minds of many.
The uncharacteristically warm weather made for glad tidings for those waiting in line at the La Vista Cabela's. Many of them told us that they were hopeful for a Christmas snow.
Family, as much as we are out here shopping and trying to buy those gifts, that is such a small part. I mean, without family and friends, the gifts mean absolutely nothing.
And that's what is Christmas about. That's what keeps Santa alive. And to me, Santa is the best thing that a child can grow up with, outside of Grandma and Grandpa.
In La Vista for the Omaha News, I'm Justin Doring.
The City of Omaha has posted various holiday events happening on the city's website. You can choose from concerts, festivals, and other entertainment, complete with over 1 million holiday lights and the region's largest Christmas tree. You can also see where to find dancing Santas and zoo animals at visitomaha.com.
The diary of a Russian chemist who spent years helping Russian athletes cheat, including in the last Winter Games with aid from the government, was recently revealed to the public. Olympic officials will announce on December 5th whether they will bar Russia from the upcoming Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Officials could allow athletes compete, but keep all Russian emblems out of the games. The Russian flag will not fly at the opening and closing ceremonies. Russian athletes would compete in neutral uniforms, and the Russian anthem would not be played. Russia says such restrictions would amount to an outright ban, and Russia would consider boycotting the 2018 Olympics.
For the last 2 years, print comic book sales have been plummeting for a multitude of reasons. Levi Kyle investigates how Omaha comic book shops are dealing with the comic sales slump.
Because of a decline in comic book sales, some comic book retailers are worried about going out of business. The cause for the sales slump can vary from customers' dissatisfaction with poorly written stories, or customers simply choosing to not buy comics from the direct market. Joe Caven, a comic book collector, thinks that ordering comics online can be cheaper and more convenient for comic readers.
I know online you can buy comics for sometimes cheaper, like Amazon or some apps where you can just buy digital versions, which are easier to get to than actually going to a store.
David DeMarco, the owner of Legends Comics and Coffee, tells a different story. He says business hasn't really gone down since he still has customers who subscribe to pull lists and drink coffee.
Yeah, I see that at the end of the month, but it doesn't scare me the way of like if all of a sudden 50% of my pull file customers like upped and canceled and then apologized, but there's like I'm not into this anymore. That would be scary.
At Legends Comics and Coffee, their goal is to try to find what comic book readers like, why they like it, and then try to find a selection that they'll enjoy.
All I want to do is help people find stuff that they love. So if you come into my store and talk to me, I will be able to sit down and go over books and we can filter out the crap together.
There isn't a clear answer for the comic sales slump, but based on Legends' business model, comic book stores should strive to be innovative and provide a community experience to make readers want to go back. For the Omaha News, I'm Levi Kyle.
Comic book companies are beginning to look into readers and retailer concerns to see how they can make comics that are worth buying.
This is our last broadcast this season. We'll be back next semester with new and exciting installments of the Omaha News.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. From all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
When I first joined Maverick Public Relations, I knew that it would further my career and add to my resume. What I didn't know is how MavPR would take me into new places, connect me to clients, help me meet other professionals, and make new friends in my field. I didn't know it then, but I know now that MavPR is the beginning of my career as a PR professional. My name is Kylie, MavPR videographer, and to me, MavPR is a new beginning.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.